Good evening and happy Sunday.
How's it going, people?
Welcome to Love and Entrepreneurship. Guys, we have a great special guest for Love and Entrepreneurship today. It is Lady Hill. She just won the Outstanding Texan Award, basically letting everybody know how outstanding she is. And just a great member of the community, always doing something to help the community with water, with food, with anything. Just a great advocate for Houstonians. So without further ado, we want to welcome Lady Hill.
Hello, how are you guys doing? It's an honor and privilege to be here today. I know it was supposed to be myself and Mr. Hale, but we had another family emergency, so he went to take care of the family emergency, and I'm here taking care of the show. So we were going to switch out. Who want to come do the show? Who going to take care of the family emergency? So he said he's better with doing all of that, with paperwork and all of that. So I'm going to be here doing the show, what I do best. So that's one thing we do. We don't get in each other's lane. We found out what works best for the other person. And if that was work best for you, that's what you do.
Absolutely, absolutely. That is definitely one major part of love and entrepreneurship.
Right.
And making a balance is being able to complement each other, being able to do what the other one can't do, or know where each other's strengths and weaknesses.
I am a grown man and a firm believer.
Uh-huh.
Whatever your wife can do better than you,
let her do it.
It be known, because if you just so happen to mess it up and she come back,
you gonna hear about it. You gonna hear about it.
Oh yeah. So I just be like, you know what? I'm gonna bow out, and there you go.
And don't forget, don't say nothing, and don't walk out the room saying nothing. Just get it done, and everybody's gonna be fine.
Don't say I heard you.
I've been married 33 years. I've been married 33 years, so we got this kind of down right now.
Right. That's a blessing. That is definitely a huge blessing.
Right. You hit the sweet spot, from what I hear. That's the
I don't know. I think we done hit the sweet spot, the rough spot, the hard spot, all the above spots. So we here now. So we like, okay, we done made it. We good.
Well, I mean, that's what's most important. And what's most important is to actually keep pushing. And to, when you're in that rough spot, make sure that you know how to get out of that rough spot. Do what you do, use your tools. If you don't have any tools, get some tools to, help you keep on that path. Because so many people don't get to 33.
And we don't talk about, we're not talking about actual tools.
You might want to.
Yeah, it's other tools that we need to figure out.
I just thought of somebody getting hit with a shovel and have to be like, wait. We're not talking about those tools.
And what I would say to that, if you get hit with the shovel, just get up, bandage your head up, pray, and let's keep it moving. I'm not for domestic violence, because y'all know I be against domestic violence anyway, but sometimes things happen. We just have to keep it moving.
So tell me, when you met Mr. Hale, were you both entrepreneurs already?
No, 33 years ago, I was had just started at Texas Southern University, and he was in Indianapolis. And what had happened during that time, I was very, very ill, and I hadn't been out of the house, hadn't been out of the church. They didn't know what was going on with me. And they still didn't know. So in maybe 2 months, I had lost maybe about 30 to 40 pounds. And if you looked at me, I was like a skeleton, and I was all white completely. So they said, well, you know what the test results and what it's saying is cancer. So we like, okay, well, let's start doing what we needed to do. So one of my good friends from church, she had called and said, well, you need to come to church tonight so we can pray for you. I said, I'm so weak. I cannot even get out of bed. So she said, me and some of the ladies from the church, we finna come and, help you wash up and get you to church. So that night I went down to the altar and I got prayed for. And as I was walking back down to the altar, that was my first time even meeting Mr. Hale. He spoke to me, well, how you doing, whatever. And then later on that night, they stopped by the store because I was getting nauseated, and we stopped at the grocery store to get me some Gatorade so I can make it home. When we turned the corner, guess who was there? Mr. Hale. So he said he didn't, I guess, and that's what made it so amazing to me. I was at my worst point when I met him. And he got home and he had visited because he was going to Texas Bible College, and he was getting ready to move down here. So he called and asked his friend, who was I? And I was their best friend. So he told her, I said, well, I can't really talk tonight because I really don't feel good. And I explained my situation. He said, just whenever you get ready to talk, here's my phone number. I'm flying back out tonight. Well, back then, we didn't have cell phones, so you had to do the long distance call. So when you called, you had to wait till after 9 o'clock when the race would go down. So I finally called him and I told him my situation. He said, well, let's continue to pray at my church. We have a healing and deliverance church. And, we went on and we just started talking as friends. And he would call me every night, maybe 5 or 10 minutes just to check on it and how I was doing. And so when he actually moved down here, which was probably almost 6 to 8 months afterwards, I was almost through with all the chemo. I was almost through with all of that. And like I said, no hair. Back then, it wasn't popular to wear wigs. So he saw the worst and he knew what he was getting into. And so that's how it all started. We don't have a fabulous love story. He just called me at that time coming back from the altar getting prayed for.
What do you mean? That is a fabulous love story. I was sitting here listening.
We want to hear all the bells rung. We saw stars and all of that. No, we didn't see that. When I left, I had to go back to chemo the next day. We didn't see all of that. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, and I had to have 2 of the ladies from the church to come pick me up, help me, come and get me dressed to get me to church because I was just that weak.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing. That is a beautiful testimony.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the Lisa Danae said that's a fabulous love story. I mean, seriously, right. I was just watching Lifetime right now. That's right. Oh, that's amazing and that's beautiful. And but you know what? That kind of goes as a testament to what you guys have going on right now. The reason that you guys have made it 33 years is because he immediately saw you at your work and saw the good inside of you, and you guys have built on that. That is amazing. That is so beautiful.
Right. Well, and when you get in it, you have to be in it for sickness and health. Because when he met me, then I had another bout of cancer, which was in my lymph nodes. And when you get it in your lymph nodes, they only say, oh, you may have 4 to 6 weeks left. And during that time, I couldn't even go to the restroom by myself. I couldn't bathe myself. I couldn't do anything. So he stuck right there. And then not only that, he had congestive heart failure. He was off from work a whole year. I had 2 small kids. He couldn't get from maybe 10 feet from the bed to the bathroom. So that's when I tell people, when you're looking for a mate, you have to make sure that in sickness and health, it's just not words, because sickness and health will come, because none of us is promised it's going to be a death. And death is not promised to us. And as we get older, we have parents too that's going to get older and that's going to require assistance. Because when my husband's mother had got sick, what he did, he said, my mom is sick and I really want to take care of my mom. I say, do what you have to do. I say, we got an extra bedroom here. What do I need to do? And first of all, like, I don't even know why you asking me. That was not even debate. If your mother needs to come here, she's coming here and get the best care. So because she was so frail and she wasn't able to go, and she was way in Indianapolis. So my husband, myself and my children, we would take turns going up there seeing about her. And they said, did you do that for your mother-in-law? Yes, I changed her diapers. I bathed her. I was there for her because I had the best mother-in-law in the world. She treated me just like her children. When I went to the house, and that's how my mom is with my husband. He called them mother-in-law, father-in-law, and when we go places, even vacations, we all take family vacations together. So when we go out of town, we all go as a family on vacation.
That is beautiful. Beautiful. I'm like that too. I don't believe in the step and the in-law. I don't believe in that.
I don't do all of that. Nope.
Yeah.
We
And
don't do that. And we don't have, the only kids we have is the kids in between our marriage. So my son is 28 and my daughter is 24. So we don't have any other kids. The only kids that we have is in our union ourselves.
okay. Okay. And that's beautiful. And everybody isn't as lucky, as we are to have in-laws
Mhm.
that, love us as they do.
Right,
Some people have really horrible experiences. So,
right, right.
with all of this that you guys have going on top of that,
On top of all the other stuff, yeah.
you're out here in the community just being
Right.
active, just being a help, just, what inspires you? What pushes you, to go as hard as you do?
Well, what inspires me is the better fact that I came up from a family who were givers. In this world, we have givers and we have takers. So I was always raised at Fifth Ward and Acres Home, which we had like gardens. So what my grandfather and my grandparents would do after we canned and had all our things, they would go up and down the street and give all the fresh fruits and the fresh vegetables to the people in the neighborhood. And that's what the other people, okay, if somebody had chicken, they say, okay, well, we didn't have chickens, we have eggs, we have extra chickens. And that's how I learned how community was so strong. But in 2021, we have seen, and as being a former educator, we have lost that village. We have lost that component where grandma and big mama was there, because big mama right now is probably in her 30s. She don't have time for these kids. She don't
Right.
have time for that. The kids basically raising themselves. So that's when I stepped in, because you know what I was doing? It originally started out as a charter school, because I wanted to make sure children who look like myself, who came from the same community that I came from, had the same opportunities. Because I had great teachers, great mentors, and great people who stepped in, make sure I didn't get into the gangs, make sure I didn't sell drugs, make sure I didn't end up in the strip club, make sure I didn't walk the street as a prostitute. So that's what I in turn want to do for our next generation. That's why I go back to Fifth Ward and Acres Home, and I show our children. I was right here where you were. I had to uh, run from gun bullets, get under the bed. I had to cross over dead bodies. So if I made it out, you can make it out too. And I want them to see successful, educated people. And I'm telling them, I'm doing my doctorate in education right now. Yes, I came from Fifth Ward. Yes, I came from Acres Hall. You can do the same thing too. And I'm going to give you the same tools that I had, and we're going to stay there and make sure you are successful. And so since COVID happened, I was not able to open up the charter school, but I had a component in there already for the children, which we were going to feed 10 homebound seniors and take 20 families from the community. So we basically started doing that right outside of my driveway about a year ago. And we started feeding people on the community. As I said, I was only going to do 10 homebound seniors. How did I go from 60 to 300 to
Oh my
now 900? Yes.
God.
And the
900.
list is still growing. And then not only that, we feed over 1,000 people a week. But then you just hear me say, I was only going to do 20. That's what I said. But God had other plans. So we're good with that too. And the resources keep coming, the corporate sponsors keep coming. And everything just keep coming, because I tell people, when you do the right thing and you do what you know to do and it's right, the money will come, the sponsor will come, but you have to position yourself and do the right thing, and people know, especially when you're coming from one of our community, they know when you're real and they know when you're fake, and they don't even want to fool with you. But when they know that you are a real person, they will support you. When we come out and we bring out the big U-Haul, they're coming from everywhere. All the young people coming to help us unload the truck. They're coming. What you need me to do, Lady Hell? What you need me to do? And like yesterday, we had an event, which was just a pop-up event, because I got a call that in Acres Home, there was some need for food and water. So I got with a couple of pastors there. We only met for 30 minutes. So we just did a pop-up yesterday. We had 30 volunteers and we serviced roughly about 600 people. And that's for a pop-up. No advertising, no nothing. Just come, put the truck right there off of Ringo and Enterprise Street, and just say we got free food. That's all we did.
Oh my gosh. That's
We
amazing.
didn't advertise. At the last minute, I think it was Friday night, We put a flyer out Friday night. That was it.
Where do you keep your cape at?
Everybody asks me that. We're heroes. We don't wear capes. We just get
Oh
there
my
and do the work. That's all we
Real,
do.
real heroes don't wear capes.
They don't
Okay,
have no
We
trophies.
don't have time to go put on a cape and get all dressed up. Cause I tell y'all, when y'all see me in the community, they're like, we know you got Burberry on, we know you got Gucci, we got all that, but you don't see all that in the community. You might just see my hair and twist, and hey, we just out there. It is what it is. But you don't mind taking a picture. When I go to work, I go to work. When I come do an interview, I dress up. When I have to go to an event, I dress up. Other than that, I don't have time to dress up in the community. I'm there to work, not to look good.
But that's because your heart is pure. You're not doing it because you want people to take pictures of you. And that's the reason that you continue to be blessed. You continue to be blessed because your heart is in it for the people and to help the people. And the city of Houston, the community definitely wants to say thank you. Stunner Radio definitely wants to say thank you.
Well, thank you guys.
Yeah, we appreciate people, that are going out there in the community and doing these things.
Right,
So
right.
we have a really big question for you, but we're gonna take a really quick
Okay,
commercial. And when
cool.
we come back, I had that question for you.
Thank you, love.
If you're looking for healthy meal prep, family-style meals, or catering for your next event, look no further than the East Traveling Square Kitchen with Chef Square, Alan Phillips, specializing in soul food, family-style dining, and southern flavor. Chef Square can adhere to dietary needs like keto and bariatric meal prep without compromising on taste. Take advantage of weekly meal plans like the Starter Pack, 5 meals for $75 with 3 entree choices. Additional meal plans and contact-free delivery is available. Contact Chef Square of the East Traveling Square Kitchen today at 832-495-8836 and tell them Stunner Radio sent you.
And we are back. Thank you so much for hanging with us. Burning question.
Okay, I'm ready.
How do you guys make time to have private time?
What we do, and we have done this from the beginning of our marriage. Once a month, we have a time. We'll just look at the schedule. And sometime before COVID came, we were like, okay, I don't have nothing to do next week. You like, I don't have nothing to do. Okay, let's book a flight to Hawaii. Let's book a flight to Paris. Let's just go. Let's get up and let's go. But what I always do for us a private time when I get home, whatever's out there, same thing with my husband, whatever's out there after the 9 to 5, it stays out there. It don't come into the house. It does not. So when 5 o'clock, whenever my schedule, because I don't have a traditional time, but whenever it stops and I bring the van back home, that stays out there. So what we do, we come home because we were rotating the cook, but during the ice storm, my parents, which they are seniors, like in their, my dad's 78 and my mom is 76. Their whole house collapsed in. So even during this time, I'm having to see about my own parents, and my husband rotates and he helps me. So we know, okay, what time are you going to be back home? Okay, I'm going to be back at this time. So from that time, that means no more phone calls coming in. Whatever, when it stops, it stops. Now, if it's a dire emergency, like for one of the seniors, and I know a lot of my seniors don't have anyone, but they really don't, call me like that because we have about 25 volunteers that they can call from, and we all rotate around. And it is so important to build that relationship with your spouse. And what I tell everybody, and they ask about this here, and I say, I've been married for 33 years. Sex is not going to sustain just your marriage because it's going to be a sickness coming in. It's going to be something that come in where you cannot be there for that person, but you're going to have a stronger bonded relationship. That's why I tell people, always build a relationship with that person. I know when you come in, you have the honeymoon stage and you have all that. And I tell young people when I mentor them or talk to them, don't be attracted to just the looks. If you be in there for a long haul, they're not going to be there. Because when I got married, I was a size 2. I'm not no size 2 now. So with the hell of my man, he was small. So things change. And I want to tell people, build your house on a solid foundation. That's like when you're building a house. If the foundation is not intact, then the house is not going to stand. So while you're in the dating stage, while you all in that stage, you build a good foundation. And I want to tell people too, if that person or whoever it is don't like your family, or especially if they don't like your kids, oh, you need to rethink that real quick. Because I had the lady, well, I want to marry him, but he don't like my kids. Why are you still talking to him? I don't understand that.
Well, I mean, I guess there's two sides to that situation because everybody
Yeah,
don't raise their kids the same. But
yeah.
if this is a grown adult person saying that I don't like your children, then
Children. I mean,
yeah,
children, not grown. With grown kids, that's a different story. I'm talking about baby, a 2-year-old, 4-year-old, a 6-year-old. How can you say and you cannot stand a child, not an adult? Because if you're an adult, that's a whole different story. Because sometimes my children are adults too. And I remember when my son first decided he was going to get married. Me and my husband were not in agreement with that. Oh, we had the biggest commotion here, but that was still my son. I let him know I'm still going to love you. You're still going to be my son, but that's your choice you're going to make. I can't make a choice for you like that. And I cannot pick your wife or whoever you would like to have, but I'm just letting you know that's not, and it wasn't about the person or we just didn't like her. It was a whole lot of other issues that were dealt with. And I was trying to tell him, when you don't get certain issues taken care of, it's going to come back and it's going to get you.
right,
That's what
absolutely,
happened. And
absolutely.
that's what, well, mama, I tried to tell you, but you didn't want to listen. So, okay.
But they don't
Well, you
sometimes.
know, they say hard head niggas fall for,
Yeah, no,
And I just let it go and try to help him the best way we can. And that's what we do. We support him when he comes because he stays in New Orleans. He's in a coach. When he comes, his wife comes. I don't treat her any different. If I buy something for my son, I take him shopping. I take her shopping too. And if I take my daughter shopping when she here, I take her shopping too. So I don't differentiate just because that's my son's wife. I treat her as my daughter. So if I buy something for my own daughter, I'm going to buy it for her. And if I take when they're here and if we all go shopping, everybody gets everything. So I don't eliminate her at all.
right, and that's how it's supposed to be. So
Hmm.
another question. So
Okay.
what all does Mr. Hale do?
Well, first of all, Mr. Hell works for Children Protective Services. He has been there for 32 years. And what he did when his mom got sick, and like I said, that was a no-brainer to me. He like, I have to leave work because I have to go take care of my mom. I say, do you? We good. I didn't have a problem with that. So after his mom did pass, he did go back to work. But that was one of the things. And I have no regrets for him leaving his job for over a year. We flying back, and I know in one in a year, I know we spent about $20,000 just on plane tickets alone. So did that hurt our budget? And I tell people you have to have a budget for that. And what it is, and I always tell people, and I know it's hard, we always have made sure that we save and just write down and say something comes up or something happened. We have enough resources and money that we could go for about 2 years if neither one of us worked or somebody needs to stop working to take care of a parent or take care of yourself. That's what you need to do, because when something happens, you can't just jump on Facebook. Oh, we need to do a GoFundMe page. A GoFundMe is not insurance. I'm just going to say it. It is not. You have to be responsible in your relationship. Okay, you got a brand new car out there, you got a house, but you do not have 6 months of savings. Something is not right with that picture.
Yes, that
They don't want
exactly.
to hear that.
No, they don't. They think GoFundMe is the answer for everything.
And no, it's not. And I don't even remember when GoFundMe came. I like, don't send me that, because you have to be responsible. And we have to teach our children to be responsible. If my children were to die, if I were to die today, I want to make sure we have rental property. I have homes to leave my children. I just won't leave my children with a bunch of bills and tell them go do a GoFundMe to bury me and my husband. That's already taken care of. They already know where we're going to be buried. The plot is taken care of. All of that is taken care of. All my daughters do is go to the safe deposit box, pull out everything. She knows where to go and she knows what to do. And that's the same thing my parents did. So if something would happen to them, it's already in the safe deposit box. When my dad is a VA, I have all his paperwork. I have all my mom's paperwork. I know what bank to go to. I don't have to ask anybody to bury my parents because we can go right to the funeral home and we can write a check and take care of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is very important. Regina Brown says, yes, have to have a nest egg. Absolutely.
Right.
And,
you can't have a nest egg. And what I tell people, okay, say for instance, you have to have the newest BMW. Okay, if you go on that, they didn't stop making BMWs because as soon as you drive that car off the lot, it's going to depreciate. So why not get something 2 years less? Or as a matter of fact, you could go back some years and it still would be the same car. Because when I got my Mercedes, and they told me, he said, I was asking, I said, well, what's going on? He said, well, this time the lights in the front change, the lights in the back change. So, I mean, I'm going to pay all of this money just because some few lights changed in the front. I say, no, I am not going to do that. And like I said, I have 4 cars in my driveway. We have the Mercedes, we have the van, we have the Altima. Well, the 4th one, we getting ready to purchase that. But I have no car note. I have no house note. I have no credit card bills because how can I be a pillar of the community in debt myself? I cannot do that. Who can I tell to be successful if I'm in debt?
Right. That's absolutely true. You have to be an example. You have to walk your talk.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And that's what we do.
And I respect that. And I respect the message that you're getting out here to the community because it's important. Everybody needs to know that. Everybody needs to hear that.
Ma'am, you have to have a twin somewhere.
No, I'm an only child.
The reason why I say that is because I don't. Again, where do you keep your cake? Because you do a lot. I do a lot. I do so much. But then everybody, I tell them I'm off on Monday and Tuesday. So Wednesday through Sunday is when I'm normally working. So I got through with my senior deliveries this morning. And so I was able, to come back. And what I did was I told them, I said, yesterday we did the feed it. So they was at Acres Home. I said, hey, y'all, can I just stop by the house and bring y'all food today? Because, when I come by, they want to see it and they want to talk, and which I have no problem with that. And a lot of my seniors are by themselves. And what I do, I just don't deliver their food and deliver their stuff. I take it in their house. But I know because of COVID, I put double mask on. I put my gloves on. And I'm tested every 6 to 8 weeks because I don't want to bring anything to my senior. We go in because some of them can't prep their food. I'll go ahead and prep their food for the week or for 2 weeks. So all they have to do is go in the refrigerator, pull it out, put it in the microwave, and I make sure they have shelf milk. That's the milk in the little cartons that you can just sit out. They can just put the little straw in and they can drink it. So we try to make it as easy as possible. And I'm trying to move some of these seniors over to the volunteer, but they not having it. So I'm like, okay, some of them I'm gonna have to keep. They just not gonna let me go because when other people come, they won't open the door, they won't talk to her. I'm like, okay, I'll keep them. I'm like, okay, I got to keep some of them, but that's how it is. You know what? I would not mind getting with you as far as doing some ready-made meals for seniors. That's something I could get into helping you out with.
Get out of my head.
It's better when I work myself than you work me. I'm just saying, like
you can get to it, and that's good. And then if once you cook it, just basically because different seniors have different dietary needs. Whatever you do, don't put any seasoning. Just and I tell them just make it bland and don't do anything because
it's funny because I used to work at the VA hospital.
So you know.
So I know my diets well enough to know what I can and can't use.
Right, good.
And, I've done some nutrition classes and courses.
Oh, good. But see, a lot of people want to come and volunteer and bring food. Oh, I have some pork chops. I have this. I cook greens with ham hocks in it. Cook the greens, but take the ham hocks out of it. We good,
Right.
And think like that, they're not thinking, because you have to think of the medication that they're on. Because
Exactly.
if you're on a medication called Kunda, you can't have greens, you can't have this, you can't have that. If you're on a certain blood thinner, you can't have this, you can't have this. So that's why I don't take a lot of meals from people, because they just want to cook what they have at home. Oh, we had pork chop, we had fried chicken. Okay, who gonna cut up all that fried chicken so they can eat? I don't have the time to do it. You can cut it up and
you
get
know
it
what?
for them and then take it over there, but I'm not gonna do all that.
And the funny part about it, see, I do a lot of meal preps for bariatric
Oh,
patients.
see, you already know. See, you
So
know.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm very well versed.
Yeah, so we won't have no problem with you. We would not have a problem with you at all.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would definitely get Lisa to reach out to you, and we can
Okay.
set something up for the community. That
Absolutely.
Yes. And we can add you on as a community partner. As you see, as people go along and they help us, I add you as a community partner, because what that does, if you never know what sponsors, we have a lot of corporate sponsors. And say, for instance, if somebody say, well, Lady Hell, we're having a millionaire's having something at the house. Somebody can come prep us and get us a meal. Yes, I do. I have the guy right here for you. We're going to ship you right over the River Oaks and let's get it. And that's how that works. I believe we working together. And my grandfather always taught me, you're only as successful as the next person. So if I keep all the success to myself, who am I blessing? What am I doing it for?
Right.
And how will God bless me if I'm only thinking about myself? So whatever I get, I'm always the type of person that want to share the wealth. I don't want to keep it. In another lesson that I learned, and I teach this in my mentor class, and I told one of the millionaires had met with, he said, I can't do a whole lot and this and that. And I said, well, you can do a whole lot. You just keep making the money and write me the check and let me do the work. He said, oh, I like that idea. I said, I like that. And another thing I tell people, when you want to invest, don't invest in someone who's already poor, because when you give that person the money, they're going to only invest in themselves. But if somebody gives Mr. Phillips something, because Mr. Phillips is already invested, Mr. Phillips is going to take that money or whatever he has, and he's going to give it back to the community. Right. You got to know the difference.
Right.
And we definitely do want to help and give more to the community. Sometimes it's hard to know how. So
I know. Oh yes,
absolutely.
You know what? For me, I came up in the old Baptist church.
Okay.
So I know. If
I know.
If nobody else know, I know.
We all know that. We got that structure. Yes.
Yes, definitely. So, it's all about having the structure lined up and just being able to be effective in the way that, that can be a blessing to somebody else. I you have given me energy. I promise.
Like, everybody say that. I'm like, okay, well, I just believe that whatever you put in or whatever you put out, it could be karma. Whatever you put out is coming back to you. So I put out a lot of energy. I give a lot of energy. So that's probably why energy is surrounding me. And people say, I don't know, it's something about you. Every time I get around you, I get so much energy. I say, well, that's a blessing.
Amen. And I really respect and appreciate that. I had to have you on because I see what you're doing in the community. I see it, I respect it, I love, everything that you have going on. And I just wonder, I'm like, well, how is this lady able to enjoy her husband? Get private time? Do they get private time? Do they sleep? I'm just,
That's what everybody else like, when do you ever sleep? I'm like, believe me, I do sleep. I go to the spa a lot. Y'all see that? I might just pick up. But this is how we have done, and we've learned in the relationship how to be a part of each other. Like I said, once a month, we're just gonna go somewhere. It may be, since I'm not traveling right now, it might be Galveston, it might be Clear Lake, and we're just gonna check into a hotel that Friday and not check out till that Sunday. There'll be no phone calls, no computers, no nothing, and that's how we do it. And then once a week, we just have a day. We're going out to eat. We're going to do this. We're going to just whatever. And I really can't plan anything because so much going on the way his schedule is. Okay, he say, okay, I'm off in 2 hours. Okay, I'm gonna be ready. Let's go hit the door and let's go. And
That's
that's what we do.
I think that's definitely important. So you have a day a week that you have a date night, and then you have a
Yes.
week in a month where it's no
Mm-hmm.
phone calls, no nothing. I definitely think that's important
Mm-mm.
because you know
They say somebody called me before and they said, well, somebody died. I'm like, okay, when I get back, they still gonna be dead on Monday, so I'll be there. That's just what I said. They laugh because they know me. They know I say stuff like that, and they laugh. They like, yeah, you're right, lady. Here, okay, we'll see you Monday. But see, they know that's how I am. I'm like, they already dead. When am I coming back for? What is that gonna change me coming back? But you have to think about that. I mean, if I rush for my date weekend and I get there to sit with you at the mall, what's gonna change? What
right.
is gonna change? Nothing is
If you
going
let
to
that sneak
change.
in, it'll take away your whole weekend. And if you let one sneak
Yeah.
in, you'll let 1,000 sneak in.
Yeah, see, that's why you have to. If you let one come in, then they gonna say, well, you did it for sister so and so, well, you did it for them, so just shut it down. And when I told the lady that, they just fell out laughing, and somebody asked her, what you laughing at? She say, Lady Hell said they gonna make no difference, they still gonna be dead on Monday. And everybody in the whole room just fell out laughing, because they know that's how I am. That's just my character. I will say something, but it's the truth, but I know how to say it. I mean, what's the run back for?
So was there ever a time with you and Mr. Hale where you felt that you were competing for his time or he felt that he was competing for your time?
Never. We never feel we are competing for each other time, because what I do for the seniors, normally he's there with me all the time, but he don't like to be out in the front. He's always in the background because he's a photographer also, so he likes to stay in the background. So very seldom he might come up to the front of the camera, but very seldom he not. And people always ask that. I say, well, if you come out to the events and you're out there with us, Mr. Hell's going to be there. And the same thing with him. When he has something in emergency had to do with a child that's been abused or neglected, I'm like, go handle that first, because I'm going to be here whenever you get back. So we never have to compete for each other's time because we know each other's heart. We know each other's heartbeat. I know his desire is to help the community. And I still base it on the scripture. When you put Christ first, and he will take care of us. We don't have to compete at each other. We don't have to say, well, when you're getting out the phone, I'm tired of you doing this. I'm tired. Nope. And just like yesterday, it was ripping and running. Okay, he said, what you need me to do? Where do I need to be? That's just how it is. And when he do something for CPS and I'm out, okay, what do you need me to do? How can I help you do this? How can I help you do that? And once we help each other accomplish the goal, what you find out is less stress, because they already stressed out because I'm coming in here. I'm tired of you doing this here. When you gonna stop doing this? I'm sick of hearing about these children. I'm sick of hearing about these seniors. But when we help each other and we build it together, we know, okay, at 5 o'clock, we done. And okay, what you want to eat, and that's it. So he knows after 5 o'clock, and when I get back home, all of that time is dedicated to him.
So the CPS job, that's a hard job.
Well, he started, like I said, 30 something years ago. So he did the hard part. So right now he's a foster and adopt regional recruiter. So he adopt foster parents. So he's a trainer now. So he still sees it sometime, because when I was a teacher, we would still get calls from my kids would call needing my help and Mr. Hell's help. So we're always going to help, but people gonna say, well, I'm hearing y'all talk about everything y'all doing, y'all doing, but why haven't your marriage fell apart? Because we built a strong foundation. When we started 33 years ago, just like you building a house, you have to put the cement down. If you don't let the cement dry, how are you going to start building the structure of the house? Or you put in cheap plywood and you thinking it's going to last. It is not going to last. So you have to do an investment in your marriage. And we did that investment long time ago. I just didn't wait right now to invest in my marriage. I invested way over 30 plus years ago.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's almost like like being an entrepreneur. It's like
Right.
once you create your baby, and once
Mm-hmm.
you create it, it should run itself. And when it runs
Right.
itself, it's just a continuous forward motion. There is no lag. There is no. Yeah, I got you.
Mhm. Yeah, and that's basically how it's done. And since I help a lot of women in domestic violence, the main question they ask me is, say for instance, if I'm out in the public and people always want to come up and take pictures. It could be me, and y'all may have saw it about a week ago. My friend John Marston, which is on the Houston Unsolved Homicide, since I was so busy trying to get a lot of stuff done, he cooked for me and Mr. Hale. He bought us a whole platter of food. And y'all may have seen us sitting in the driveway, me and John sitting on the back of the truck. We were talking, and my husband took the pictures. So the question kept coming up. Didn't Mr. Hale get mad because this man bought you food? Didn't Mr. Hale get mad because you sitting out on the truck talking to this man? First of all, Mr. Hale was the one that took the pictures. Second of all, when John bought the platter, he gave it to Mr. Hale. Mr. Hale went on in the house and ate and left me and John out here to talk. So that's the problem. You have to have trust in your marriage. And just like my husband, he has to go to a lot of business meetings. And I have people call me out, oh, I saw Mr. Hale out eating with a lady. Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine. And they don't understand that is I don't have to have any jealousy. But what they don't know, he already told me that morning, well, we have to go to this meeting. I'm going to be here. I'm going to call you at this time and find out what you want to eat, because I'm going to drop back by the house or drop back by the office and bring you a plate. So that's what they don't understand. But when you have a good relationship and you have a good foundation. Oh, did they leave? Did they lose me? Everyone can see. Okay, they say everyone can see and hear me. So it's still going. So that's why I'm saying, when you have a good relationship and you do have a good foundation, that makes a whole lot of difference in there. So I don't know if they left or whatever. We lost internet connection, but I still see that it's still going. So that's when I just want to encourage you guys to make sure in a relationship, if you're an entrepreneur, make sure that person believes in what you're doing, and make sure that they believe in working with you in the business, in the nonprofit, in the LLC. Okay, thank you, love. So we're going to take a quick break right there, and I will be right back, guys. Thank you.
Are you looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle but have less than perfect credit? Look no further than Mi Amigo Motors, offering in-house financing to help you build or reestablish your credit. All vehicles are put through a multi-point inspection, and their award-winning customer service and on-site service center will make your buying experience stress-free. I know you got your stimulus check and it's tax refund season, so stop by Mi Amigo Motors today at 9729 Long Point Road, or give them a call at 832-548-5927 to reserve your appointment for their VIP approval. Again, that's 832-548-5927. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you. This show is sponsored in part by Sweet Bella's Adult Candy and Treats. Custom-made popcorn, gummies, lollipops, and other treats infused with genuine premium wine and spirit. Also offering fun-flavored vodka and tequila. Sweet Bella's Adult Candy and Treats uses only top-shelf liquor and quality wine. For more information, follow Sweet Bella's Adult Candy and Treats today on Facebook, Instagram, or Etsy, or place an order at sweetbellastreats@gmail.com. That's Sweet Bella's Treats with a Z at gmail.com. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you.
All right, we're back.
We are back. We apologize. We had some technical difficulties, but we are back. And
we're back.
I'm definitely super excited about this show. So I was like, no! I'm really appreciative for you to come. And I know you're super busy, and I know you have something going on.
I'm fine. I am in no rush. I'm fine, sweetheart.
Because
I'm here on Facebook, and they'll answer a lot of questions. And this is what a lot of times we don't talk about in the church. You know what I'm saying? We don't talk about things like this. So I think if we would talk about this more in the church or in our families, we wouldn't have these problems because a lot of time we don't talk about it. We just don't talk about things like that. So I think we just need to do just talk to each other. I'm still talking, baby. I already know. I don't stop talking. I keep right on going.
I
I
can
don't
hear
stop.
you.
I don't stop. I know how to hold it down. I don't have a problem. I know how to hold it down till you get back.
Yes, you do. We really definitely appreciate that.
We literally have a real live superwoman on the show for real.
Hold
Right,
it
we are
down
looking.
here and Facebook. I like, come on, y'all, bring it. We gonna make this work. We ain't playing with this technology stuff. People asking too many questions. There's questions that people know. And if anything I could do to help save someone's relationship, help save their business, because it's kind of hard. And I hear a lot of people say it's hard for a husband and wife to work together. It's hard to work with your family. And it's not hard for me and Mr. Hell to work together because we're on one accord and one mind. He know I work with the seniors. I know he worked with the children. So that's a problem. And I was speaking to someone yesterday, and I'm gonna have a call with them later on this evening. They had been married, and the wife wouldn't support him. And I knew something was wrong because I was listening to Facebook. He wasn't the same person that I hear. I could hear some sadness in his voice. I could hear his heart breaking. And I just had to call him late last night, and it was about 12 o'clock. And I just call him. I say, please forgive me. I say, my husband is sitting right here. He say, sis, I know you. You call me anytime. I'm like, hey, what's going on? I see the pain in your eye. I hear it in your heart. He said, I'm trying to do something, but my wife will not support me. And she told me if I continue this journey, she's going to leave me. Guess what she did? She left and left the kids with him.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Mhm.
Gosh. But you know what? That happens a lot. It happens
Yeah, it happens a lot.
if the husband is not supportive, if the wife's business dreams and ambitions, or sometimes the wife is not supportive of the husband's dreams
Or
and
whoever. Yeah.
and that's exactly what we're here for. We are
I mean,
here for that reason.
It's funny because, like, well, when we actually first started, I was an entrepreneur, but at the time when we got together, I wasn't. And
Mhm.
so I had to kind of get back into the swing of things. Now that became a little bit of a problem because I'm stingy with my time.
Mhm.
I want my time. I ain't trying to hear nothing else.
I know.
So what ended up happening was, as entrepreneurs, and being the spouse of an entrepreneur, or being in a relationship with an entrepreneur, sometimes, some kind of way, I got
Mhm.
drafted in, and I was a part of the team.
And you didn't even know that, huh? You didn't
Right.
even know you was
I
in
didn't,
you didn't even know you was in the business plan, did you? He didn't
right.
even know.
I didn't realize this until I got an invoice one time, and after I got this invoice, I was like, wait a minute, wait, hold up.
I just do like my husband, and what I do with him when it's his birthday, I like, oh, he'll see on the car. Oh, you didn't remember you bought that for me for my birthday? Like, okay. So he like, okay, just say it. Yeah, you bought me that for my birthday. You bought me that when I had to go at a speaking engagement. He like, wait a minute, I'm getting all this. Yeah, you get it. So, oh well.
I think I do think that it's important to incorporate, to, like you said, your husband is with you when you're feeding the seniors and all of that. I think that a lot of that could definitely help, with a balance in love and entrepreneurship, especially if you have the same passion. If
Right.
he has the same passion that you have, then that's something that you could share. And it's not,
Mhm.
I want my time, because you're getting that time with each other and you're both doing something that you love and you're doing it together. And sometimes having something like that you could share together, that's amazing. That's something
Yeah.
you can look back on, talk about, reminisce on. That's making memories,
Right. And the
Yeah.
same thing like I did, and they laugh at over here on Facebook because they know what we normally do, my friends and my supporters. After Sunday, I do my deliveries, or whenever we leave church. On Sunday evenings, we go to Dairy Queen and get a blizzard. Every Sunday, we got to go to Dairy Queen and we get a blizzard. And I tell people, you don't have to do a whole lot and make it expensive. It can be just going, like we do the Dairy Queen and just get a blizzard. And when we started out, we didn't have a lot, so we had to use a lot of coupons, buy one get one free at the time. And believe me now, I still use a lot of coupons now. When we go to dinners or we go somewhere, and I look, okay, I want to go to this restaurant. And he's like, okay, look and see if they got a coupon. All right, I got a coupon right here. So we do that, and I tell people you can make little simple dates like. If that's too expensive, go to McDonald's. They have the dollar ice cream cone. It's a way if you want to find time and it's not expensive. Or what you can do is make you a couple of sandwiches at the house, grab some juice, go to the park and just sit in the park.
Exactly.
Just sit in the park. That doesn't cost you anything. So you're looking at ways that's unnecessary. Okay, let's go to the park around the corner. Okay, we don't have gas. Okay, pack the bag and walk to the park. I mean, it's things that you can do without having to spend a lot of money. Because when we first got married, I remember our first Christmas, it was a Christmas Eve. We didn't have any money. We went to Jack in the Box. We had, back then, the Jumbo Jack was 99 cents. We had a bag of chips already from grocery, and we had a jug of juice, and that was our Christmas Eve dinner.
Hey, I like that Christmas Eve dinner.
That was it.
You giving me ideas.
that was it. And people say that, well, I see you at the gallery, I see you at Chanel, I see you at Burberry, but you don't know my story. You only see the results of my story right now. I would remember I couldn't even go to Walmart. I couldn't even go to Goodwill at one time and purchase anything. So what you see it right now is what God has done and how he has blessed us. But you don't know my story. You don't know it was days I was wondering how we were going to feed our kids and we didn't have any transportation. Now I have 3 cars. And I remember when we didn't have any cars.
You know
but
what?
Did that change us? Nope.
That sounds like you have reached the mountaintop
and
never forgot the journey in the valley.
Absolutely.
I never forgot. And I never forgot where I came from. I never forgot that. And people like, well, why are you coming back here? Why are you going here? Just like yesterday. I'm comfortable. That's why I am. And I was telling people, we did a food drive. And they like, how you do a food drive with people walking up there? How you do a food drive with people coming up there with shopping carts? They coming up there with dollars. They coming up there with whatever they have. Because that is the community. And I have to know the heart of my community. They don't have transportation there, but they need food. And I'm not going to turn around. But like I said, it was once a time me and my husband didn't have transportation. It was once a time I was in the food line. I remember, and I never have forgotten that. And they're like, well, you don't know what it's like. Yes, I do.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? The reason why you are blessed to have the things that you have is because you have the heart of a server. You have a servant. You have the heart of a servant. You have to serve before you can lead. And a lot of people don't want to do the serve part.
They don't want to do the serving.
They don't want to serve that. They just want the mountaintop, And
as I said, you don't know my story, so don't be trying to judge. Oh, I want that, what you have. I want that. I want to wear Chanel. I blah, 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 this. But like I tell you, what I do with that's not taken from my budget. I'm not going to be in debt trying to wear this. I'm not going to be in there. But a lot of people will do that. And I said, build your foundation first. All that other stuff is material stuff, because when Hurricane Ike came, I lost everything. I've lost everything 2 or 3 times, and we still came back. You know what I'm saying? Right now, my parents' house have caved in. At this age, losing everything to start back. But my parents have never been materialistic. So that's why we like, okay, you need a new bed. They didn't stop making beds. You need new living room furniture. They didn't stop making living room furniture. So we never sweated that. We just kept it moving because we have a strong foundation. And a lot of time when the parents are going through things and they're arguing, they never think about the children. The children are right there in the middle. They hear mom and dad arguing. That makes them uncomfortable. Okay, will I have somewhere to sleep? Will I have somewhere to stay? My kids never knew all the stuff we were going through. They never did, because we never did that in front of them. And a lot of time I look at that because I took them back to Fifth Ward and Acres Home, but I have a scary family. They ain't going. They ain't going. I try to get them to go to Wheatley and Yates game with me. They tell me, we ain't fit the time. I'm like, well, stay on. Y'all gonna be all right. Y'all be all right.
So if there was something that you have to say to a young couple or a young married couple about how to balance love and entrepreneurship, what would you say? What advice would you give?
The first advice I want to give, make sure y'all are supportive of each other. That's the first thing, because if I'm doing A and he's doing B, and then we can't get A and B together, then that's going to cause problems in the home. And make sure you spend time with that person. You might say, well, I don't have the money, I don't have it. I just gave you some simple examples that you can do that won't cost you. You have to find time, because if not, you're going to be working 12, 14 hours. Your spouse is going to be here. The children are not going to have their dad or their mom. So you have to make the time. Everything, you just can't keep making money, money, money. What's most important to you, your spouse or making the money? And I chose my spouse over making the money. So you have to make that choice. If you want to keep the BMW, the big house, and stay away from your family, then something is going to have to suffer. But my family is not going to suffer. So I tell you, when you first starting out, first of all, just take a look at your whole finances, see how much money you have out going out, because you're going to know one day, if you're young, life is going to catch up with you. It's going to be a sickness, a parent gets sick, a child gets sick, an emergency come up. What you want to do if you got to come up? Like I said, we spent about $20,000 in plane tickets. Well, did I fuck? I didn't say anything about it, because to me, that was his mom. That's our mom. Somebody gonna be up there to take care of her. You know, if I gotta stop going to the store shopping, hey, it is what it is. If I don't have to buy nothing else, I have enough stuff, so I don't need to buy anything else. So I just want to tell you, always put your family first, because after all of these people doing your likes on Facebook, saying they like you, when something go down, those people not going to be there. It's going to be that spouse that's sitting right next to you that's going to hold you up.
Absolutely. And that house and that car will not keep you warm at night.
And they're gonna come pick that car up if you miss one payment.
Absolutely, absolutely. Lady Hale, tell our viewers where they can find you on social media.
Okay, well, first of all, everybody know my phone number is everywhere. It's 832-417-1696. If you need to get in touch with me, the quickest way to do it is text me, because I'm always going, but I can hear the text and I can answer you. I have one of the volunteers answer you. My email is business with Lady Hale. That's BUSINESS with WITH, Lady LADY, Hale HALE @gmail.com. And please go to my YouTube channel, because y'all know I have a food channel and a cooking channel also. That's Good Eats with Lady Hale at dinner time. Everybody loves to sit down and have dinner with Lady Hale. When I do that, sometimes we have 45,000 people on there eating with us. So we tell everybody, welcome at this table. Go grab your sandwich, drink whatever, come sit, let's talk, let's have dinner. So
I don't mind getting in the kitchen with you.
And I have done the cooking too. I have done the cooking, and that's why a lot of people, they know how busy I am. Just like John, he'll pop up, hey, you need to do the show. Here, I got you a crawfish boil. I got you this. People that will bring us stuff, and that's what I do, because I used to cook before I got so many of the seniors. So now I rely on my partners to give it, and then we give you shout outs. We send business to you, and that's what we do. We work it together. And I let them know, hey, reach this guy or reach this person at this. They're taking care of the community instead of just going over here to McDonald's or go ever. We will support this person.
Absolutely, that's amazing. So on social media, how do we find you?
Oh, now this is another thing. Me and my husband share a Facebook account. He's under his name, Harold, HARRYL. Last name is Hale, HALE. And I also have my business page, which is Business with Lady Hale. Just send me an invite and I will let you in. This is where I talk. Sometimes we'll talk with the mothers, and something else that's with families. You know, some people are thinking about getting married. There's some things you need to discuss before you get married. Some things you need to find out. We'll talk about that. Like y'all are talking about entrepreneurship and business. And sometimes I would just take the ladies and we talk to them, and Mr. Hale would take care of the men, because sometimes men won't say things in front of us, but they will say in front of other men. And then he can bring it to the table for the ladies. And nobody know who husband said what. Ain't nobody know. He just said, this is an issue. and he just be as general as he can, and he will bring it to us. And that's the same way when the women tell me stuff, I will go back and take it to the men and just let them know what is going on. And we just, it's for a solution. It's not to bash anyone. We're just looking for solution, how we can make your marriage stronger, how we can make your business stronger, how we can make your family stronger, and how we can make the community stronger.
Well, baby, it looks like we did things the right way then.
I guess we did.
How
So
long have you been married?
pat ourselves on the back for that one.
How long have you been married?
Oh, we've been married. It'll be 2 years in November.
All right. Good job. Hang in there.
We've been friends for 8 years.
Okay. That's the good part. You were friends before you actually got into a different relationship. And then that's how you're successful, because you were friends first.
Absolutely. He was my best friend. We were best friends. And when we decided to be in a relationship, we always said, you're my friend first. So
right.
There's a problem, and I come to, hey, can you be my friend? Can we talk? And that's what we do.
And you're doing a great job of it. Excellent.
I've always been the person that, hey, well, let's bring it to the table.
That's me.
Hey,
y'all know Critical. That's my guy. I love me some Critical. They done brought me into the underground music thing. I don't know anything. And I was telling my son, I say, Critical, they let me in the underworld music. He like, Mom, what you talking about? I said, Critical said under. He said, Mom, that's why old people don't need to be on Facebook. And I be at Critical, and they'll be having stuff, and I be asking Critical, what they say? Critical like, yeah, because somebody, it was a rapper. He was rapping. I don't know what he was saying, but all of a sudden he just broke down and said, Beetlejuice. I said, Critical, did he just say Beetlejuice? He said, yeah. I said, you know what? I'm going to be back on when the guests come, because he did.
Right? That's scary.
And they love me, and they know how everything they do, I get stuff wrong. I get it wrong, but they just laugh. They charge it to my head, not to my heart, because they know I love them. I forgot. I thought he was saying underworld. That's what I thought they said, but it's underground. So I love you, Critical. He probably over here just rolling. He just laughed. Look at it. I do. That's all they do is laugh at me and still love him. And Critical was out there yesterday with us at the event, and he brought his son. And Critical is finna do this big project, and I want to bring you guys on there. He's going to take young men. We love you too, Critical. And he's going to be taking young men from the community, maybe those who don't have fathers or in trouble, just need a little guidance. They will be going to the seniors' house, cutting their yards for free, doing painting, picking up trash, and helping the seniors around the home. So we will be embarked on that. And if your husband would like, I would like for him to help Critical, because our young boys need positive role models like your husband.
Well, it's funny because when I was real big in church, which I am going to get back into.
Well, because COVID, all of us out the church, so I'm like, okay.
But, I worked with young boys from 8 to 18.
Okay, cool.
So that was, and it at the time when I started doing it, I was about 28 years old. And it just kind of stuck with me.
Okay, cool.
And so that's around the target ages that I have had to deal with.
Make sure you get with Critical, yes, because you need positive men like yourself.
And see what we can come up with. I have a lot of things that I could bring to them that we could do.
Yes.
There's a lot of programs. We could definitely link.
Yeah,
up.
give Critical a call, because he's going to be over that. And I just wanted to mention that because I saw him on there, and you're such a positive role model. And these young boys need more positive role models like
you. You know what? The one thing about me that always stuck with me is, you always have to be, slow to speak and quick to listen. And I got that from the old heads.
Yeah.
And my thing is that when the older men took an interest and they realized that I was listening, they poured into me. And I am just a reflection of that. And there's a lot of information that I have, and I don't mind passing it on.
And we need that. We need that, especially in our community. We need more Black men to step up. You never know what child you can reach to help because you had something important to say in their lives.
Right.
Absolutely.
And that's a part of marriage too,
Right.
We'll definitely be reaching out and getting more information and getting involved in that because that's definitely important. I really, really, really loved having you on today. Learned a little bit.
Yeah, this could go on all day.
That's what happens when I go on people's show, and a lot of times it's in the check. Don't end the show. Like, well, you have to stay on time. And like I said, I don't mind talking to your guests and getting with them because I got a large audience here on Facebook. They were saying I had told them about the show. They didn't even know this show existed. So now some of the married couples or some of them on there, now they can tune into your show and listen. Right. And that will help them out. So I had posted it on there. That's why they said, oh, we need this. And they're asking more questions. So I'll address those as we get out. So I just told them about your show. I had put it in the chat. So next week, they will know when to come, and it will be more people coming to your show.
We definitely appreciate that. And we love working with you. We definitely look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you so much for all
Thank you.
Thank you for everything. And I want for you guys to have a great Sunday. And we're definitely praying for your family. Hope everything's out okay. And try to enjoy the rest of your Sunday and give Mr. Hill our best.
Okay, we will. Thank you so much, and thank you for having me on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Sunday.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
This show is sponsored in part by Houston's own multimedia mogul, Lisa the Boss Lady, motivational speaker, travel agent, sales consultant for Bye Bye Belly, Bedroom Candy, and Candy Coated Cosmetics, and coming soon, the co-host of the hot new talk show, Love and Entrepreneurship. If you're looking to start a business or you just need some inspiration, contact Lisa the Boss Lady. It's time to boss up in 2021. Follow her on Facebook and Instagram at Lisa the Boss Lady or visit her website, lisathebosslady.com. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you.